Hello all, welcome to the lecture series of AWS Cloud Architect. In previous video, we have learned how to create an instance on AWS. Then we have connected to that instance from our local machine. We have also seen the security groups and how to edit the security groups in order to add the rules. Then we have successfully connected the created instance from the local machine. In today's session, we will continue the same, but we will try to create two instances and we will try to establish a communication between them. This time, I will show how to install Ubuntu operating system in those two machines, and we will access those machines from local machine also. So this is the tasks to be performed in today's session. First one is create an instance that we call it as virtual machine also with Ubuntu operating system and name it as Ubuntu_test1. Similarly, create another virtual machine with Ubuntu operating system and name it as Ubuntu_test_2. Next, check those two instances are communicating or not. So what we will do is, we will first log into this machine and we will check whether this test1 is communicating with this test2. Similarly, in reverse way, that is, we will log into this test2, then we will check whether it is connecting with this test1 or not. Just we will ping from this test1 to the test2 and test2 to the test1. Okay, next we will try to access both the virtual machines from the local machines. Okay, that is what we will see. So this is the pictorial representation. We will create our two virtual servers in the region North Virginia like this. Okay, this is instance 1 and instance 2. Now these are on cloud. Now the same excuse me, what we will do, we will access or we will connect to this virtual machines from our local machine. Assume this is your local machine. From this local machine, we will try to establish the connection between we will try to access these virtual machines. That is, from here to here, we will check whether connection is there or not. Similarly, one more, from here to here also we will check these two connections. Now this is your local machine. Okay, this is what we are going to see in today's session. I guess it is clear what we are going to do this. Okay, now let's start. First, log into your AWS Management Console. Select, choose the location where you want to. So already we have decided that we want to create our virtual machine in this North Virginia region. So where to go? We have to go to this EC2. Next, see running instance *2. In previous class, we have created one instance, that is test1, and already one instance with this module is existed. Let me terminate this instance. To delete this virtual machine, what you can do, select it, go to action, go to instance state and terminate. If you stop, the existed data will remains as it is, but if you don't have a free tier, you are not eligible for the free tier, So for the computing power and the operating system, you won't be charged, but for the memory, that is for the secondary storage way, okay, charges will be applicable. You can reboot it at any point of time, and if you terminate, everything will be deleted. I am terminating this test one, test EC2. So we will get the instance state here like this, shut down. Okay, then after some time this entry will be get deleted. Okay, I'm going to create an instance. What to do? Go to launch instance. Next, I told that we are going to create the we are going to install this Ubuntu operating system on our virtual machine. Okay, here this is Ubuntu operating system. We are going to install 64-bit, and next you have to select the instance type. So I'm going with this free tier eligible, that is T2 micro. Okay, you can see here T2 micro. Go to the configuration details. Number of instances are 1. So I'll keep everything default. So in the whatever the availability zone is there, in the subnet it is going to be created. So we know all these things. This already we have discussed in the previous session. Okay, again tenancy is shared. That is, you are going to share this virtual machine is going to share the existed hardware with somebody else. Okay, I'll keep this default. If you want to increase, you can increase the size also, but charges will be applicable. Okay, and security group we need to add. Okay, so security group is there. You can edit here security group. Okay, already one security group we have created, that is test security group is there. Okay, so in the test security group we have enabled ICMP and SSH. So here these two rules are added in that. Okay, these two rules. Of course, it is not showing that, but apart from that, we have two more rules also there in the test security group. Okay, test underscore one. You can edit if you want. Otherwise, you can choose it. Okay, go here. You will not be able to connect to this instance as the AMI requires 22 port. Okay, so we have to your current security group does not have port 22 open. We have to open this 22 port, then only we can connect to this. So what we have to do, we will edit this security group for this test one. How to edit? It is test one. Copy new. I will go. Okay. Where is that? Okay. Otherwise, we will create a new security group. Okay. Let me create. This is a test underscore Ubuntu available. Okay. So this ICMP is enabled. We'll add one more rule, that is SSH. Fine. The source needs to be as a block and security group ID. So what we'll do is, here it should be anywhere. Here it should be anywhere. Why it is coming? Let's see. Yeah, now SSH is enabled. Okay, if you want, you can see this other details also. Okay, let's launch. Again, you have to select this key pair. What should be your private key? Already I have existed key pair here. That is, in the previous session we have created one key, that is test underscore one. That existed key pair I will use. If you want, you can change it, no issues. Now it is launching. See, within less than minute, the instance is get created. So normally, if you want to set up Ubuntu in your physical machine, how much time it will take? Okay, that is what the beauty of this cloud computing environment. Okay, so in a less amount of time, you can have all your resources. Okay, so here this text was terminated. If you want, you can edit here. Which we will give the name for this instance, that is Ubuntu. What is that? Ubuntu underscore test underscore one. Okay, in a similar fashion. Okay, now this is running. You can see here public IP is assigned. Okay, so let us try to connect it from the our local machine. So you copy this, or else you can copy this public IP. Go here. Sorry, I will go here. What is that IP address? This is IP address. So what is the pair name? Test underscore one. Okay. So here, as we have installed the Ubuntu, so it will be connected like this. One second. It will be connected like this. Ubuntu at the rate and test underscore one is our stem file. Here what is the IP address? IP address already we have copied. See this one 54.81.195.44. So now this key will be get added to your local machine for this first time. Yeah, now it is connected. Okay, you can see the system details. Total 8 GB file, 8 GB size we have taken, and memory is 18%. You can see this memory with this command 3 underscore m. See the total, which is 1 GB memory is given. That is 978 it is showing, and 978 plus 127. Total it is 1 GB. Okay, total that disk space is 7.68. Okay, this is what you can see the disk, how the memory is distributed among the file systems. You can see here. You can perform various commands here. See, if you want to log in as a root, sudo sp minus. Okay, you can see the operating system file here. This is slash. Okay, operating system related folders and directories. You can see here. And if you want to edit any file, you can edit here. So I am editing this using VI editor. Okay, I use for insert. Hello, I hope you are enjoying this session. Okay, you save it. Escape shift:W. So having Linux knowledge is essential when you are working as a cloud architect, because most of the time we will install or we will access the remotely located server using the Linux based operating system only. Okay, so better to have some knowledge on the Unix commands also. Fine. So for what I did, I have created an instance with Ubuntu operating system, and that I have connected from the local machine. And similarly, we'll try to create one more machine. How to do that? Go to the instance. Already will there. So again go to this launch instance. Okay. Here instead of Amazon Linux, now I'm going to choose this Ubuntu server. If you see this free tier eligible, free tier eligible everywhere, all these are Linux kernels. That's why it is free, open source all these are. So this is also free tier. If Windows it is free tier, but you cannot get the all full-fledged operations here. Okay, this is deep learning AMI as it is Ubuntu, but some of the services are paid. That's why you are not getting this free. Okay, see, Windows it is not free. Here it is showing free, but you will not get all the facilities. So most of the facilities are again paid one. So better to choose this Ubuntu based operating system where you can install all the software freely. Okay, again I am going to this. Okay, again you want to select this time. Now this time I will select this one T2 Nano. This is not free. Okay, but this is free. Okay, here you are getting the 1 CPU and 0.5 GB RAM. Okay, I will go to the next configuration instance later and I will keep it blank. Again, it is here setting up on the case hardware. Go to the storage details. So you can let me increase for 20 GB. You can increase it, no problem. If you want, you can add the tag here. I will add one tag here. Name Ubuntu. Here it is right 20 GB or T2 Nano. Okay. Go to security group. I will select the existing security group now. Just we have created, we have added the site. Test Ubuntu. Select this. Review and launch. Okay. You can review all your details. You are selected the instance type, that is T2 Nano, whereas for the first instance we have selected T2 Micro. Here we are having 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. Here the RAM size is a little lower, but we have increased the disk space here. Okay, just launch here. Here we have to select the key pair. I will select the same key pair here. Okay, now launch instance. See, within less than 1 minute it is going to be created. Okay, view instance here. Okay, if you have any issues, here you will get the user guide also. There you will see this how to connect to your Linux instance. Okay, if you select here, you can see some details how we will connect. We can connect this Linux instance from the local machine using the SSH client. See, there are these many ways are there by which you can connect it. If your local computer operating system is Linux or Mac OS, you can connect through this. If your local computing operating system is Windows, either you can use this PuTTY or you can use this SSH client. We have installed the Ubuntu operating system. That Ubuntu operating system machine, you can connect it from your local computer, even though you are having this Windows operating system or Linux operating system or Mac OS. In case of Windows, PuTTY is preferable. In case of Linux or Mac OS, you should have this SSH. Okay. See, if you click on this SSH, I am going to connect to this virtual machine using this SSH client. Already we have connected, but Just I am going to show you some details here how to connect to your Linux instance using an SSH client. Okay, just you have to add this. See SSH -i part of that same file. Okay, next name of the instance. By default, it will be Ubuntu. That is username of the that instance, and the public domain notice. Okay, so the by default the name of the Ubuntu operating system instance is Ubuntu. Okay, okay. Now let's view these instances that's created. Now this is recently created. I will name it as Ubuntu underscore test underscore 2. Okay, you see here instance type is different here. This is macro, this is nano, but the operating system is same. It is running now. So the public DNS is this and public IP is this. See, automatically it is getting created. IP will be automatically assigned on the availability of that zone. Now we are going to connect to this. Okay, it is copied now. Sorry. See, now I am in my local machine. Okay, let me clear it. Okay, how to do that? SSH -5 temp5 and IP address of the newly created instance. Okay, again the key will be as we are connecting to the new IP address, so it will be registered. See, now see, you have connected here. See here. Okay, see now we have increased the hard disk size, that is 20 GB. That's why it is showing here. Okay, and let's see the its RAM also. How you can see command is free minus M. See, this is the 512 MB RAM is okay given as per the instance type nano. Okay, clear. Now what we did, this is I'll create it create one more copy of this, then we'll see. Okay, I'll create this new tab. Okay, okay, otherwise I will connect from this. I'll open this new window. Okay, now what I will do is, okay, let me first connect to the second machine from my local machine. This is my local machine. Okay, okay, if you have any confusion, let me open 3 windows. Okay, yeah, okay, now 3 windows are there. Now this is second instance. I will connect to the first instance here. How to connect? What is the first instance IP address? Let's check here. It's Ubuntu 1. Once you click here, it's Ubuntu 1. This IP address is 54.81. Let me copy it. Okay, I'll connect to this. Our temp file is test underscore 1 and username is Ubuntu. This user is registered on this operating system. Okay, wait for a moment. Yeah, now we have connected. Okay, now this is a first instance and this black color one is the second instance. Okay, Now let us try to establish, let's check whether these two systems are communicating each other or not. Okay, what is the IP address of this first machine? 54.81.1. Okay, so what to do? How to check whether two are communicating or not? We should use this ping command, which is IPMP protocol. Already we have opened this IPMP protocol in the both the machines. So ping this. Yeah. Now this machine is communicating with this machine. That is second system is connecting to this first system. Okay. You can see the response time here 0.666. Okay. And the second machine is operating system IP address is this. Now whether first one is able to communicate with the second one or not. So this is the first machine. Go to ping this. Yeah. Now both are communicating each other. Let's see. Yeah. Now both are communicating each other. Okay. Now what we will do? These two are now virtual machines. This is second one and this is the first one. Okay. Now whether these two are communicating with the local machine or not. That is what we are going to check now. So yeah, now this is local machine. Okay, how to check? Ping this. Okay. See, now this is local machine. You can see my name here, Sai Stereo. So now this is connecting with this machine. Okay. This machine is connecting with this second one. Okay. Similarly, control C. Okay. What is the IP address of this? 54 something is there, right? Okay, I have stopped it. Yeah. Control C. Ping. Right. Now all are communicating. Okay. Let me open one more window and check new window. Now this is my local again. Okay. I will write this ping 100 dot 25 dot 200 dot. Okay. Now this all are communicating. Okay. Now let's check whether this local machine is communicating with the remote machine or virtual machine which we have installed on the cloud. So for what we did, we have created two virtual machines. That is, one virtual machine address is 5481 and 8544. One machine address is 100, 25, 200, 121. These two are communicating each other that we have tested, and this is the local machine. From the local machine also, all these two machines are communicating. Now, from the virtual machine, whether this local machine is communicating or not, that is also we have to see. First we need to check the IP address of this. So my IP address is this thing. Okay. Whether this local machine is communicating with other, that is the remote machine. Let's say we have seen only one way, that is from the machine to the from the local machine to the remote machine, that is virtual machine. Now in the reverse way also we have to see. So when there is a connection in both the directions, then only both can exchange the messages each other. Okay, otherwise only one can send, other cannot receive, something like. Okay, let's check whether this machine is communicating with this or not. Okay. So why it is not communicating? Because the subnets are different now. Okay, because we have established this on Amazon subnet, maybe working a subnet we have created, but the local machine is in another subnet. So what to do for this is we should have, we should create a virtual private cloud, and for that virtual private cloud, in the virtual private cloud, we should have our own subnet. For that subnet, we have to connect, we have to create one internet gateway. Then these machines will allow to send the data from their network to the other network. That's why you are not getting this response. Okay, this is what the how Ubuntu can be installed on the Amazon virtual machine, and how we can check whether the two or three, whatever the number of servers are getting communicated with each other. So in the next session, we will see a few more details of this EC2, and we will see how IP address can be assigned to the each machine later see. Now see here, now this machine Ubuntu underscore test one, this IP address is now 64.81.185.44. What I will do is I will restart this machine. How to restart? You can simply right click here and go to instance state, and we can reboot it. Okay, or else you select, go to action, you will get the same option, go to instance state and reboot. You observe what will happen. See, now earlier IP address is 6.185.44. Okay, let's reboot. Okay, now see here, from the second machine we are trying to check whether it is connected or not. Now once we rebooted, the connection has lost here. Okay, fine, connection has lost here. Okay, now what I will do is I will stop this instance stop. Okay, let's see what will happen. Earlier IP address is 185.44, right? Now it is stopping. So it will take some time for stopping. Then I will start the same machine. We check what will happen. It will take some time. Be patient. Otherwise, reload it and reloading it is. Still it is taking some time. That's right. So what will happen here is, once you stop and restart that, this IP address will be get changed. Okay, this IP address will be get changed. Let's see. So it is stopping. Let's wait for a moment. Actually, it should not take this much time. We are restarting this test one. Still it is stopping more. Okay, so we'll try to establish connection from this Ubuntu test 2 to this one. Now already this connection is lost here. Here the connection is lost. I will try to establish the connection. So it is taking too much time because now it is in the process of stopping. Yeah, now I think it is stopped. let it start. Okay, now I will start it. Let's see what will happen. Start. Yeah, it is initializing. Okay, you place your mouse, you can see what is elastic IP and all. The elastic IP addresses associated with this instance is applicable. Elastic IP addresses are static IP address assigned to your account that you can quickly remap to other instances. You can associate one elastic IP address per private. Okay, here 54.81.114.34. Okay, the instance of this. Okay, now what I will do, if I reboot, whether it is going to be changed or not, let us see. Okay, not changed. Running. Okay, so but 54.81.114.34. Earlier, what was the IP address? It was 54.81.185.44. That means now with the when you reboot your instance, if static IP is not assigned, that is elastic IP is not assigned, every time the IP will be get changed. Okay. So again, if you want to connect, you have to use this. Okay. Okay. 1 second. I will open this new window and I will connect to this now. Let's check whether it is getting response or not with the new IP 54.81.114.34. Yeah, now it is getting reply. So this is what. So to avoid this, what to do? We should have an elastic IP for your machine, but it is charged. Okay, it is chargeable. So this is what today's session, and next session we will see a few more details of EC2, how to assign this elastic IP and all. Okay, now I am going to terminate these instances. So I have selected all this. Okay, I am going to terminate this module also. So go to here. I think okay, some images are created. Instance state. Okay, so at a time we cannot terminate everything. Okay. So what to do? One after the other I will terminate. First I will terminate this Ubuntu 2. Go to instance state. Why it is not coming? I think okay, 2 we are selected. Huh? Okay. Instance state terminate. It will be get terminated. Again select one more. Go to instance state terminate. That is also going to be terminated. So immediately once you practice, if you don't have any important data, means if you don't want to use it further, better to terminate it. Otherwise, unnecessarily, so the billing will be started. So better to terminate everything, because for one instance the default size is 8 GB is given, but I have selected 20 GB. So some 12 GB extra size I have chosen. So if you don't terminate, just if you stop it, for that extra 12 GB charges will be applicable. Okay, so that's why you have to, once you complete your practice, better to set on terminate your instance. This is what today's session, and tomorrow session we will see some more details of that. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.